Temperatures warm up again today after we burn off some morning fog, and we have a string of 80s ahead. So just one view of the fog this morning over the big lake, and you can see Isle Royale here. If you've ever been there, beautiful place, by the way. They've got these ridges in the middle of the island, and those are popping up out of the fog bank this morning. So widespread fog, which is not common to see most of the state under a bank of fog, all because of those light winds, clear skies overnight, and that leftover moisture. But we'll burn that off pretty quickly through the morning hours. Should be a relatively bright afternoon. Yesterday's disturbance moving on east, but that leftover moisture creating the fog out there this morning, but it will continue to move away here, and pretty nice afternoon for most of us. In the 70s across most of the state, except for right near the North Shore, 60s there. And in fact, northwestern Minnesota, the one place without fog this morning, because they'll see more sun, temperatures near 80 there this afternoon. Low 80s in southwestern Minnesota tomorrow, upper 70s, close to 80, I think, in the Twin Cities. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably Monday, Tuesday, should see 80 degrees plus in the Twin Cities and much of southern Minnesota, and occasionally muggy. Now tomorrow we'll see a brief dip in those dew points, probably upper 50s. Today a little sticky at times, but then Friday into the weekend, those dew points are back in the 60s. So it's going to be a little muggy, along with temperatures in the 80s, and you'll be thinking, boy, it feels like late July or August. And you'd be right. These temperatures are more typical of July. In fact, Saturday afternoon, close to 90, I think, in southwestern Minnesota, mid to upper 80s in the Twin Cities. So a very warm weekend on the way. And we have this upper level ridge, which is the cause of the warmth moving through here. But on the back side of it, you get several of these disturbances, an upper level low and trough kind of digging in on the west coast. And that's going to be the feature we'll be watching for the weekend, because as that gets closer, it's going to attempt to throw a couple of these upper level disturbances in our direction. And that will create at least some isolated to spotty thunderstorm chances. Now, the best chances over the weekend look to be in the Dakotas, but some of those will start to make their way into the western part of the state. Friday, it'll be northern Minnesota with the next disturbance. Some spotty thunder up there, but Saturday, Sunday looking mostly dry for the Twin Cities. But again, you look to the west, we'll see more of those showers and thunderstorms. So that upper trough is going to attempt to dig in here, and that will push some of those disturbances up in our direction here. Especially it looks like late Sunday into Monday. Best chance of maybe seeing more widespread showers and thunderstorms. But over the weekend, mainly to the west. This is Sunday, 10 p.m., western Minnesota. Sunday night into Monday, then we start to see that activity maybe making its way a little east. But it looks like just a temporary breakdown in that ridge pattern. It reestablishes itself next week. This is the European model. And overall, you can see into next week, temperatures staying above normal, 70s, even 80s at times. So some very warm weather here. As I mentioned, that cool snap we had last week will be just sort of a hiccup that will be forgotten probably by the end of the month. 75 today. We burn off that fog in the morning, sunshine for the afternoon. Tomorrow we'll have partly cloudy skies all day, 78 the high, 83 on Friday, 85 Saturday. Again, there is that isolated shower or thunderstorm chance Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the best chance really is Sunday night into Monday. And even then it's looking spotty, but look at Monday, Tuesday, still low 80s for high temperatures. And that normal high by next week will be in the low 70s. So those temperatures are 5 to 10 degrees above the normal.